You won't believe what happens next. Gilbert successfully saved his sister from the clutches of death. He instantly became everyone's hero, especially his sister's, working hard to help Grace recover quickly. Dad brought out Mom's treasured music box, where her snail collection was quietly resting. Inside was a snail ring. Mom was a mollusk scientist, and snails were her beloved symbol. Grace thought. Gilbert should have that ring, she said. I'll wear it until I croak. It was like a telepathic bond that transcended life and death. Grace fell in love with snails, and her affection grew deeper over time. Whenever loneliness and helplessness trapped him, just returning to the snail-filled room would bring warmth. At school, Grace became the punchline. His belly face became the latest meme. When it happened, he'd tuck himself away like a snail, hiding in his shell. His little brother always bravely stepped in, squaring off with the three bullies even though he got a thrashing. Subtitles, he even lost a tooth, yet Gilbert casually pops it back in place, with a smile on his face all along. As if the pain didn't faze him, he always showed his strongest side to his sister. Grace began to dream of saving every soul around her, even the homeless folks. She stealthily draped a warm blanket over the homeless guy and decked him out with Christmas decorations as if that would spread holiday cheer. Subtitles, she passed him all the coins she possessed, and he informed Grace that he had once served as a judge. He got fired for his courtroom shenanigans, and now he's out of a job. In return, he presented Grace with the real snail. Grace carefully placed it in a big glass jar and treated it to some veggie sauce. She's hoping that her love would take root and help it bloom. Subtitles, Gilbert had always been yearning for freedom, frequently fantasizing about the birds outside the window. His love for animals was so intense he rushed into busy roads just to save a snail. Grace placed the rescued snail in the jar, and the two snails became instant buddies. Soon, they formed a little family, and one special snail named Sylvia was unlike any other. She marched in the opposite direction, making Grace think she had a special destiny. Subtitles, Gilbert had a dangerous hobby, an obsession with fire. He spent hours lost in the flames, never burning down the house, but always covered in soot. I kept smelling the aroma of smoke and fire, like an overcooked barbecue. He invested all his pocket money and energy in juggling props, fueled by a wacky dream. He longed to become a street performer in Paris and frequently got singed while juggling fire. But joy was always his companion, and he and his sister left memories of laughter amidst the sparks. In the tight embrace, those scars morphed into smiles. Those were the warmest and most beautiful moments in their lives, with Dad being another vital support. Mom's passing left an unfillable void, and Dad was desperately trying to patch it up. Grace's dad was French and once chased his artistic dreams in the streets of Paris. He met Grace's mom during his travels, fell in love, and settled in Australia. But fate had other plans. Dad was hit by a drunk driver while performing on the street. This accident left him paralyzed from the waist down, effectively ending his artistic career. The accident made the family fall into even deeper trouble as Mom passed away. Dad slowly sank into depression and turned to alcohol to forget. His meager pension barely covered his needs. In the dark of life, his only source of cheer turned out to be lottery tickets. But the trials of life had not yet stopped for him. He was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Subtitles. Whenever Dad's loud shouting stopped, Grace and her brother would wait anxiously. The show is about to begin. They had to clap to wake him up. Despite the fact that life is full of hardships and twists, this little family always remained optimistic and strong. Dad hated being looked after by his kids, feeling useless as a potato. He liked knitting and munching on jelly beans. His cozy hat was handmade by Dad. Dad made the hat size out of all juggling balls, giving it a playful vibe. Dad deeply adored his two children, always accepting whatever they did. Whenever Grace tossed jelly beans at his head, he'd pretend to be asleep. His humor and warmth brought rare smiles into their little home. If you really enjoyed these stories, do not forget to subscribe to our channel.